So light 'em up.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back Richard Atias with world record holder in 1500, 1600, and outdoor 2,000 meters, Hicham El Guerrouj.
I thought we... Yeah, one. This session will be in French, so if you can take your headsets. I'm very, very happy. Je suis très heureux d'être avec mon compatriote.
I'm so happy to be with an honorable guest, Hicham El Guerrouj, who honored the Moroccans. Hicham, welcome to Doha. My first question to you is, tell us about your history. And I know that you come from a small city or village, and how you became an Olympic champion and world champion under the age of 40. First of all, thanks for this invitation. I am so happy to be with you all. And I wish the best of luck to all the participants. I consider Doha as my second country because I have many friends in Qatar. It's true that the city that I come from, the city of Berkane, it's from northeast of Morocco. So Berkane is known for its orange trees. And I was brought up in a small city, where people don't have access to sport. Berkane is a very small city, as I said, where I remember all my first days. So what I said to myself, I was brought up in a place which didn't have the facilities, and I had the stamina, I had an energy that I wanted to bring out. So it was my dream to share the value of sports in a poor place, and sport at school. I want to say that I started to take part in the school competitions. You are a source of inspiration for the young here. So how come that you were brought up in a poor place and no infrastructure at all? What did you do to become and to realize your dreams, knowing that you have a high potential? How did you make use of your potential? How did you improve your potential? And how did you finish by being a world champion? It's very difficult to dream in a poor city and a small city that dates back to 25 years. So for us, so I had a dream, and I wanted to realize my dream. My dream was to become one of the best competitors in the world, and I wanted to honor my country. And I wanted to practice the sport that I like. The advantage that I had is that I wanted to realize my dream, and I was subscribed in a small club, registered in a small club, and I started to practice my favorite sport. I started by running. At the beginning, it was just practice and the love of running, you know. After that, it has become a goal and an objective, and it has become a dream for me. So I had to run behind my dreams, verbatim, literally, that's what he said. And with time, I started to shine internationally. So you said that you have followed your dream and you have gone to great lengths. So now let's watch this video.
It is Hicham El Guerrouj going down the back straight, but he is unable to shake Noah Nyan.
So great to see an attempt on a record also being a race between two men. So often the world record challenger is out alone, having dropped the two pacemakers, but in this case we have a real race on our hands. Nyan not giving way at all. This 20-year-old with the three fastest times in the world this year, not in any way humiliated by this great Moroccan runner, and sticks close to him coming off the turn with 100 meters to go. He's still there.
Nyan trying to move in on Hicham El Guerrouj. He's closing. Watch the time. The world record 3:44.39. They race to the finish line. Hicham El Guerrouj is going to hang on. He's got a world record 3:43.12. As a matter of fact, both El Guerrouj and Nyan went under the former world
Vous
record
pouvez applaudir
time.
cette vidéo parce que jusqu'à
You should applaud Hicham El Guerrouj because up to this day he's the king of his specialty. Nobody could break his record. That was a very beautiful race. It was a historical race, but most important for me was the Olympic medal. I had you are now a member of the International Olympic Committee. I know that in this room there are so many sportsmen and sportswomen. I'm smaller compared to Nadia Comaneci and Katerina and Atu. So every one of us has got his special experience. But when we talk about our Olympic experience, I was very young, and I have always had the dream to become a world champion or an Olympic champion. I participated in the Olympic Games of Atlanta. So I worked for about 4 years, and then I went to Sydney. And I had to believe in myself because I failed to become the Olympic champion in Atlanta and in Sydney. So when you have a dream, you have to embrace the dream and to believe in yourself. And do you believe in failure? So we have to positivize failure. So when you accept failure and you build up on your failure and you don't surrender, when we have a will, when there is a will, there is a way. So my failure in Sydney and Atlanta made me learn a lot. And these two races in Sydney and Atlanta have taught me something. They taught me that the value of sport is to think with a peace of mind and pinpoint the areas of weaknesses and areas of strength. So I said that I lost, but in Athens I won 2 medals. That is a very beautiful story. My message to the young or to the youth here: a dream is enriched, or you enrich your dream with believing in yourself, and you have to work hard every day. And you have to build up on your defeats and failures. Hicham, you spent 8 years in the International Olympic Committee as the head, as a member of the Committee of Selection and the follow-up committee. What did you get from the Olympic Committee, the International Olympic Committee? I had the chance to be a member of the International Olympic Committee, thanks to sport, of course, and thanks to my achievement in sport. Had it not for sport, I wouldn't have been in front of you today. So if we talk about the International Olympic Committee, these are great teachers, professors, experts on sport. And I had the chance and the valuable opportunity to work with them and to learn a lot of them from them. The IOC says that there must be a democratization of the practice of sport, and the elections of the local Olympic Committee are democratic, and people are being chosen and selected within the framework of transparency. And this is I am. I would tell you that for the first time, the International Olympic Committee tries to control the career of athletics. So we know that this is a common practice. This is a common practice in the National Olympic Committee, and we know that in many countries the athletes do not have a say. There are other people representing them, and the International Olympic Committee is saying that athletes must have their say in the decision. Today, when I say Lord Sebastian and see him taking or overseeing the Olympic Committee that hosted the Olympic Games in London. This is really heartening. Sergei Bobka also is another example. So they must trust the athletes, and the athletes must be given the positions of policymakers and takers. And Africa is very proud of you. The Arabs are very proud of you, and Moroccan is very proud of you. Do you think that one day Africa can host the Olympic Games? I think that we have the human capital, and we do believe in human beings. I think that the Westerners must believe in people in Africa. All the enterprise, Nike, Adidas, started to think about the importance of Africa, South Africa, North Africa, and the like. This is a good sign. Today, Africa represents he says represent a good piece of cake, he says, and they must have their share. And let's not forget that South Africa hosted the World Cup, and they did great. And I think that and these days Morocco is hosting the world. The competition of the World Club, or the context, or the World Club Championship in Morocco. Unfortunately, we are not the Americans, and in Morocco. And we don't know how to sell our stories the way the Americans, for example, know how to market for themselves. My last question to you, Hicham. What are your priorities today? I know that you are so busy with the International Committee, with the International Olympic Committee. As all the Olympic champions, I wanna stay in the domain of sport. Sport is my life. I breathe sport. It's thanks to sport that I am what I am. Sport did make me what I am. Sport make me a legitimate as a speaker, and I would love to see everybody practicing sport and make the best benefit of sport. So for the time being, in Morocco, we organize some sports events in order to make make sport accessible to everybody, because sport can play an important role in the growth of communities. So time has come to do or to help people achieve what I achieved. I have only a question to you, Richard. We are in Doha today, and we are in a very interesting forum, thanks to you and thanks to our colleagues from Qatar. And you are giving a great value to sport, and you are gathering these people and these experts to exchange ideas. Don't you think that the Doha goal must get out of Qatar and go to other countries? Why not in Africa, and why not in Asia or in Europe? Yes, your idea is very interesting. Doha Goals or the Forum of Doha Goals, and we're gonna talk to our colleagues and see how we can envisage the possibility of hosting the Doha Goals in different places. Thank you for your suggestion. It's very interesting. Thanks a lot for being with us, and hope we can see you again. And for you all, you can join the lunch. And for the task forces, I would like you to go on.
On my right, the task forces will start at 2:30, and please be back here for the next big plenary room with many other champions, great topics to be discussed at 4:15 p.m. See you. Have a great afternoon. Thank you.